All right, in this problem, we've got a tree and a person and a home, and the home is 43 feet away from the base of the tree. So if we went to the base of the tree and drew a line here to the house, that's 43 feet, okay? If the tree's cut down, could it hit the home? Well, the problem is we don't know how tall this tree is. So I got you different pictures. I gave you some dimensions, but I did not provide you with the height of the tree. We can use proportions to figure out exactly how tall this tree is to ensure before we cut it down that it won't fall and hit the roof or any part of the house for that matter. So this part here, this is the shadow cast from the sun. This would be the shadow of the human. So our two shadow measurements are 40 feet for the tree, 5 feet for the person, and this will create a proportion with the heights of the person and the tree, as long as they were in the same line of the sun. Okay, so now, how do we create a proportion? One more thing I want to talk about is the height of the person's 5 foot 9 inches. That will cause some issues. When kids go to put that value into their proportion, chances are there's going to be some kids that make a mistake on writing down 5 foot 9 inches. You might be thinking it's 5.9. It's not. I'm going to go over what it should be in just a second. Okay, so how do we create a proportion? Let's put the shadow of the tree, over the top of the shadow of the person, shadow of person. And if we do it in this way, we can set this equal to, since the shadow of the tree's on top, I need to put the height of the tree on top. And then on the bottom, I would put the height of the person. And that's what your proportion setup would look like. So let's take these two ratios, shadow of tree over shadow of person, shadow of tree over shadow of person, so that's 40 over 5. And we're going to set it equal to the height of the tree over the height of the person. Now we're doing height of the tree over height of the person. Now the height of the tree is unknown. We don't know that. So what are we doing in algebra class when we don't know something? Oh yeah, we throw that x down, or any variable for that matter, but this is an unknown value that we're going to set up an equation, a proportion that we can solve, and then that value that was unknown, now we know it. That's what algebra is all about. So we're putting that over the height of the person. Now, I talked about this 5 foot 9 inch. I had a lot of kids saying 5.9. Okay, but those kids that are thinking about inches compared to feet know that 1 foot, let me just give a quick reference of a foot, it's going to have 12, that would be 6 inches over halfway, 12 total inches in between. So 9 is going to be right about there, and it's not 9 out of 10. Remember, I just got done telling you it's 9 out of 12. So we have to think of this as 9/12. 9 inches is 9/12, which is equivalent to 3/4, which we should know is 0.75. So since 9/12 is no different than 0.75, we don't want to say 5.9 just because we see a 9 here. We want to say 9 inches is 3/4 of the way to a full foot. So it's 5.75 that should go down there, showing 5 feet, 9 inches. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, all we have to do to solve this proportion is just cross multiply. So we're doing 5 times x. That's simple enough. 5x. We're going to set that equal to 40 times 5.75. 40 times 5. 230. And then we just divide by 5 on both sides. X is going to be equivalent to 46. Okay, so now that we have what x is, remember x is representing the height of the tree. So we can now say that this tree here is 46 feet tall. Now make sure whenever you're doing a word problem, you read the question carefully, because it's not asking how tall the tree is. This question specifically is asking if the tree is cut down, could it hit the home? Well, if this is 46 feet tall, and remember the home, we were told, is 43 feet away. When this thing falls, it very likely could hit the corner of this house. It's got 3 extra feet in compared to the distance between the trunk to the home. So because of that extra 3 feet, this thing could come down and somewhere up here, potentially it could hit that house. So what does this tell you? This tells you if you're not a professional, you might not want to be the one to cut this tree down. You might want to call my buddy Traw. He'll come and take care of you. All right. Hopefully this makes sense. Study hard and good luck on your upcoming test.